Last time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echo.
Shield, and now Dark Samus is going to... Dark Samus has been defeated. For now anyway. Somehow I don't think this is the last time we'll see this thing. Shoot the dark beam at the portal, it will open a dimensional rift and we can cross into the equivalent in Dark Aether. So, prepare to recharge your energy.
Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Just a disclaimer before we start this episode, there was a bit of a problem in the production of this particular episode. There may be a few video and sound sync issues due to having to use the rough draft rather than the refined processed versions that I have been doing for the other episodes. Okay, without further ado, let's get the proper part started. See through this tunnel, we remember what that was like in the light world. In the dark world, meanwhile, well, it's surprisingly simpler, but we do have a bit of phase to avoid. If we bomb this will break open this section, but we don't really want to go down there because phasing damages us really badly and we really don't want to get into it. We always have enough problems as it is. We have an interesting... Well, that's just a light crystal, my mistake. And you'll see later on why I got confused. There's another item which I thought looked a bit similar to that, but... Anyway, what you want to do is to jump this gap, which is surprisingly simple, and you can do it much easier on the Wii version because of the spring jump. So let you go over the other side. Now, we're approaching that big room in the light world where there's a stack and puzzle. There'll be an equally big room in the dark world, so maybe there'll also be a puzzle we have to do in order to get through. Go through here, get a scanner out in case there's anything new we need to scan. It looks like we've got a scan-based puzzle. We've also got puddles of phasing around the place. And man, does this burn or does it burn? That did quite a bit there. So, you see this door here is protected by 3 gates. We need to find 3 scan devices, scan them, unlock them and proceed. One of them is right here. So that's one of the 3 locks offline. We need to travel around the room to find the others. And it looks like we're going to have to use the floating platform in order to do so. So if we go through here, open this, put this beacon up, make sure we have some degree of health security beside us. The platforms have this too, so use them and take advantage of that. We press over here, we should find another scanner. Don't even need to go on there, we just sit on the platform here. Never mind. It seems like you have to scan them from a certain angle, local interference. Just shows you how much Retro thought this through a bit more. 2 locks out of 3 so far, we just need to find the last one, which can't be too far, right? The other side of the room we haven't looked on is over this side, and there's an interesting door up there. We've never seen this before. That indicates the blast shield is vulnerable to most weapons. A mix of light and dark energy may damage it. I think that's going to be beyond us. Let's try heading down here. See if we can find the last scanner around here, because this is the corner of the room we haven't looked, and I think that might be it over there. There we go. Moving around at the last moments may have allowed us to get it. I don't know, but more importantly, we're taking a massive damage from Dark Aether's atmosphere here, so we really need to recover that as soon as possible. And now we're going to talk about something. In this game, Samus is very confident, very assured, and getting into the space pirate base and taking them down. You would imagine someone like Samus would never ever get captured by space pirates and forced to be their slave, right? Is anyone finished in Metroid Prime Federation Force? If so, I'd like you to know that I absolutely hate that game's final boss. I think it's one of the worst we've ever had. That game's final boss is absolutely terrible. Samus Aran is the final boss in that game, and she spends the entire fight in the morph ball. It is utterly abysmal. Whoever thought that was a good idea needs to be fired. I know Federation Force wasn't exactly received very well, and I don't think the game itself was that bad, but the final boss, that is absolutely abysmal. Anyway, I want to read this. Subject was caught in a phasing explosion. The force of the explosion breached his armor, leaving exposed to phasing radiation and the toxic atmosphere of Dark Aether. It didn't live long after that. Sorry, I just had to get off my chest, because I'm not sure how many people actually play Federation Force to its conclusion, but the final boss, oh man. You probably, if you never face that final boss, you're probably better off for it, as we get damaged by phasing in the process. We finished this room now, so let's proceed onwards. Keep your power beam out. So I know we have the more powerful dark beam now, but it's not a lot of use in here at the moment. We have a dark energy nullified crystal here, which, in case you haven't seen it before, but that was already there. So, and our power beam, I cannot do anything about it. My apologies, it can. Well, that was a bit of anticlimax. We've got a Lumite here, so take that out. We also got these things here. These are Inclaws, toxic spewing immobile darkling. Targets around an impenetrable shell, produces deadly vapor. The Inclaw secretes an incredibly durable shell over itself shortly after birth. From that moment on, it remains rooted in place. The creature feeds on the flotsam floating around the atmosphere of Dark Aether and produces waste in the form of a toxic dark vapor. Right, I think we're going to proceed onwards here, kill some more Lumites, because they can be a bit annoying. Ah, come on. Come on, these stupid Lumites. I think the dark beam might do a bit more damage to them. I'll have to test that out in a moment, but I'm afraid of hitting the crystal and getting rid of our protection from the dark world. These Inclaws seem to be relatively harmless right now, but you can never be truly careful in Dark Aether. Anything could be a problem. I'm going to fire a missile from long range here to deal with that blast shield. It doesn't save too much time, but it gets some threats out of the way. And there was a bit of a win from there, so I guess maybe the Inclaws do damage to you after all. We're going to head over to the next room. Not the most eventful of episodes so far, but Dark Aether is always an oppressive atmosphere and always dangerous to be inside. So we proceed to the room where the space pirates were keeping Metroids in the light world, and we have a new enemy to scan. These are Night Barbs, flying airborne hunters native to Dark Aether. Targets are small but travel in large numbers for safety. Avoid contact. Night Barbs are small airborne darklings. Smaller and weaker than a huntering, a Night Barb will travel with a large pack to increase its odds of survival. This is wise, since their primary hunter predators are huntering. Well, that is interesting. We will move along now because we are still trying to find that last key, but to no avail so far. Let's kill the dark things so far that they can get in the way, and it's going to be a bit easier to do with the Wii pointer controls if you're playing the Wii version. But when you're ready, proceed through here. And we have a dark door over that way, which we could try and get to, but if we have a look at the map, that is off to the side. Maybe that'll have the last key in it, but we've also got a passage that's connected by a door that we can't enter. I wonder. I think our objective is clearly to get into that dark door because I don't think we can go anywhere else. We've got a lot of poisonous liquid here below. Do not go in this liquid. It will drain your health far more than Dark Aether's atmosphere could. And that's saying something considering how much Dark Aether's atmosphere damages you for being in it. Let's cooperate. Now, I guess we'll say, we were going an episode without the nunchuck being pulled out from the Wii remote. It's happened for the last few episodes. And it would be nice if it could avoid it happening again, but you never know really. This is quite simple to get to, there's no real puzzle, but if you look here, we have a dark crystal. We might want to, oh, and this is run out. So let's get the dark beam out and fire this at the platform there. This will create its own kind of platform. Now we can jump up onto here. And this is what I said about the atmosphere being poisonous, dang it! Come on. Right, I think these all have dark crystals on, so we may be better off served hitting all of them. So, yeah, I remember now. So you want to hit these platforms to allow you to progress upwards. This will take you over to here. We want to change the dark beam. Open this. And you won't need to worry too much about not getting ammo for the dark beam anymore. This whole entire game has been based on a light versus dark concept. We have light ether and dark ether. We have many forms of light and dark conflicting with each other. And now we've had the dark beam. So naturally, the counterpart to that is the light beam. Light beam required. Hold plus, then point right and release plus to switch to the light beam. Charge weapon to fire a normal shot when out of ammo. On the GameCube version, you would press left on the C stick to select the light beam, and then you'd go up for the power beam and right for the dark beam. And we've got a sketch package if you're playing the Wii version for purchase. So, a big new mechanic, which the game will no doubt explain very soon, is the light beam's ammo system. Unlike other Prime games, the light and dark beams use ammo. And now the cool thing is though, if you use one beam, you will get ammo for the other. For instance, if I change to our new light beam, we can destroy things, and if we hit things with a light beam, we will get dark ammo. Before we do that though, we want to scan this lumen off here, which has been dead for 1.2 decacycles. Target shows signs of phase and radiation poisoning and extreme exposure to Dark Aether's atmosphere. All gear and weapons have been removed from the target. Let's try a new light beam. I want to say the light beam is one of the best things you can get in the Dark Aether. This thing is so much better at dealing with ing than anything you've had before. It also allows us to scan some new objects. For example, if you... Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. If you defeat enemies with the dark beam, you will earn dark ammo and vice versa. So one will give you ammo for the other. So if you need ammo for one, try switching to the other and doing damage to it. If you fire a light beacon here, this will create an energized light beacon. Energized beacons provide better protection from Dark Aether's denizens. Dark creatures are damaged by the energized field. This is really good. So basically, when this happens, if the Ing try to ever come into contact with a field with you, they will instantly die. The light beam is amazing. It's one of my favourite weapons in this game, but its ammo is distinctly limited. Let's try a new light beam out so we can get some ammo back from it. As you can see here, it's dropping dark ammo. So if we scan this is the dark ammo we were talking about. Get 10 from it. Let's kill some of these enemies now with our handy light beam. And jump over to the other side to pick up the dark ammo that we received from it. And the dark beam is now fully recharged. If we switch to the dark beam and kill this Lumite, we get light ammo in return. See how the system works? Before I leave here, I do want to scan the other objects here, and Lumites are constantly getting in the way now. Are they even Lumites?
Recording to logbook.
Oh, I need to scan the Dark Lift Crystal. Dark Lift Crystal, energy energized by light-based weapons. Luminous platform will raise when crystals energized by light-based weaponry. Used by the Luminous forces during their war, most still function despite periodic abuse from the Ing. Be very careful when using both beam weapons so that you don't want to waste your ammo too much, because a missed shot in this game can be fatal. That being said, the ammo system is a lot more manageable than I first thought it would be when first playing this game, once you realise that each gives ammo for the other. We want to scan this crystal now because this is probably one of the best forms of protection you could ever have in the game, the energized crystal. It's like the beacon, but it provides permanent protection. You don't have to keep recharging it. The extra protection is not unlimited and must be recharged by the light beam to remain in effect. So, but it's better than losing complete access. Now we have the light beam, we can actually open white doors, so that has been very useful. And as you see now, the path's going to loop back on itself. So we went around an entire circle, we couldn't find the last key, but maybe we can get through here now that we have the light beam. So we scan this part here. This is a webling. Dark thing capable of generating and energizing tensile biomaterial. Creature is immobile to immune to most weapons. The light beam will be able to disrupt and destroy the target. Web things spin a network of energized snare lines, then sit in the middle and wait for prey to get caught in it, much like a spider. A web thing is incredibly durable, though it has the dark thing weakness to light. I want to talk about some of the boss battles we've had so far. As we get 40% of all logbook scans, that is a big milestone to get at this point of the game, so that's pretty good. So anyway, boss battles. So far all the boss battle strategies have been pretty basic. We haven't had much weapons to deal with our bosses, to be fair. We've had the power beam, we've had the missiles, and we've had the charge shots. Until very recently, those have been our only options, but now with the light beam and dark beam, we have a lot more options going forward, and that's going to make things very interesting. We kill these things here. I want to try and recharge the light beam a bit, so I'm going to shoot my dark beam at these two crates here. Really easy to get ammo back, actually. If we go through this door, we end up back in here. And there's a few Ing who are about to meet us. The light beam is amazing against Ing. This thing will do so much more than your power beam ever could. So if you ever see Ings from this point of the game, use the light beam to kill them. In fact, any dark-based enemy will die to the light beam. The light beam is so good. But likewise, when you're in normal Aether, the dark beam is generally more effective. So, now that we have taken out a few random Ing, I say it's about time to start moving forward. We have two ways we can go. We can either take the higher route or the low route. I'm going to take the low route just because, well, we can. Oh, we've got something new to scan here. This is the Darkling Tentacle. Dimension Warping Ing Tendril. Darkling will open warps and attempt to grapple enemy targets. Dislikes bright lights. Some Darklings can open dimensional portals at will. They use this ability to hunt for unwary prey. reaching out to snatch them with their tentacles. Once ensnared, the prey is dragged to its doom. The tentacles are resilient. Pure light can disrupt them. Nothing can destroy them. So yeah, you cannot destroy these things, but the light beam will put them out of the way, out of harm's way, and allow you to progress onwards. We also have some goop here which cannot be scanned. Probably for the best. And we've already lost an entire energy tank. I'm going to sit here for a while to recharge because who knows? That last key is sitting out straight out for us. It could be a trap. Hey, who knows though? I mean, we spent a long time walking around the place, and it turned out to be right in front of us. We just needed to get another power up in order to actually get to this thing. But now we have a new light beam. We can progress onwards and take this final temple key. And it was a trap. The Ying aren't going to let us have it that easily, as if the fact that they had 3 keys behind their temple and seemingly a guardian in the way. They're going to swarm us here and we have to fight with a ton of Ing now. Are these Ing ones we haven't seen before? They're just more Hunter Ing. No, they're just more Hunter Ing. However, the light beam is really good against these things. Use the light beam! Charge light beam shots if possible. They absolutely detest this thing. And we're running low on ammo. Charge shots from either the light beam or the dark beam will use up 5 ammo. I want to change the dark beam for a moment, but not shoot the Ing because we need some of our light ammo back. We didn't get it. Power beam activate. Unfortunately, this does not quite have the reach we have for it, but that means that we need to negotiate the Ing we already have to face. We only have 1 light beam ammo left. Do we say we try and use it? If we get a good shot at this thing, wait for it to come back up again. And the ammo has been depleted. I don't want to be using the dark beam on these things. They are pure darkness after all. Shoot these very aggressively. We killed one of the Ings now, I think there's just 1 left. And then we can take the key for ourselves. Where is it hiding? Where are you? I'm out of light ammo here. I haven't got all day, you know. Wait, there's some light ammo here. If we leave the comfort and safety of our own bubble, then maybe we can attack the Ing with light. If you hold down the button while you're switching weapon, you can avoid having to fire a random shot before doing the charge. And the Ing isn't quite dead yet. It is aggressively attacking us now. But we are so close to be able to unlock the last, get the last Aegon Temple key and complete this area. Oh, there's 2 Ing. My mistake, there are more than I thought. Don't forget to shoot the puddles though. And something I did forget myself as well, that you shoot the puddles, some of the Ing drop light beam ammo, which is curious. Now, are you going to ever emerge from your puddle? And we've destroyed all of the Ing, and that should let us... We have destroyed them all, right? No! There's another one. Ah! I'm getting a bit impatient here. I want all these things to be dead as soon as possible, but they just keep on coming. Actually, you may notice this bit looks very much like one of the demo movies that plays in the opening. There's 3 demo movies for this game, and one of them takes place in this specific room in the Dark World. In the Light World, this area was where you first entered with the space pirates. Get some ammo back here, and finally, that is it. And we can finally claim the prize we've been seeking all this time. We've had to go through quite a bit to get to this, but here it is. the last Dark Aegon Temple key. And if you played the Wii version, you get a credit for that. So let's proceed to leave this place. Oh, hang on. You may see the problem here. We are very close to the temple here. We could, in theory, have gone directly from this room over to here if it weren't for the fact that there's a green door in the way that we could do nothing about. So it looks like we have no choice but to try and go back to the light world and go back that way in order to try and get to the temple entrance. So let's go along this way. We're running dangerously low on light beam ammo, so which is a bit concerning because all the doors we have are light based. So let's try and be a bit conservative with our shots here. So about the light beam and the dark beam is that they do not fire as quickly as the power beam, but their shots in general are usually stronger than the power beam. The light beam fires a bit similar to how the plasma beam in the original Metroid Prime does, but it's not quite as strong as the plasma beam. It can also burn enemies, which is quite useful. So we've got some of our back. I think we need to start using the dark beam a bit. What happens if you try to use the dark beam on anything, actually? I always thought it probably wouldn't work very well. Yeah, that's right, it doesn't do very much at all. They thrive on that. I think we need to get the light beam up to show you just how effective these beacons can be against Ing, because they are really good. We want to leave this place now and loop back on a route we just came through. Switch the dark beam, open this. Taking too much unnecessary damage here, but it's okay because, well, now I want to demonstrate the light beam on these inglets. One hit KOs, I believe. Yeah, the light beam, as I said, is really good. So we want to head back to the light world now and start to make our way towards Dark Aegon Temple by going through the light route way. That being said, I am not going to go straight there. Now that we've got plenty of power-ups, I think we need to be able to find some upgrades. There's some stuff we can get to now that we have all this power-ups. And the light beam is so good that I'm abusing its ammo. So yeah, the next episode in this Let's Play is just going to be a run around of the Aegon Waste area, trying to find any power-ups we may not have found yet. So, if you want to know how to get back to the light world, well, it's relatively simple. You remember that part where we had a portion of light? The light beam opens portals to light ether, just as the dark beam opens portals to dark ether. The two work in tandem with each other. I will use the dark beam for a moment to break open the space and crate to try and get some light beam arrow. No, that wasn't to be. We'll switch back to the light beam, take the route into this portal, and return to light ether. And that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I'm going to go to the nearest save station, which isn't too far from here, and in the next episode we're just going to run around Planet Ether, pick up as many power-ups as we can find, as well as potentially exploring some new areas that we haven't been to yet. For example, we have yet to be through any of this section here, and as well we've got this section to also explore. So we've seen most of Aegon Waste, but we've hardly seen all of it yet. See you guys next time.